So let's face it, pricing is one of the biggest struggles for both new and experienced flower farmers. Everyone is always searching for the perfect formula, that magic equation that will reveal exactly how much they should charge for their flowers. But if pricing was really as simple as cost plus markup, well, why do flower farms charge wildly different prices for seemingly similar products? For every farm selling a simple bouquet for $20, there's another farm down the road selling that same bouquet for $10, and yet another one further down the road charging $40. So what gives? The cost of production, it can't vary that much, can it? The truth is, even if I've handed you the most accurate pricing formula, many of you would still hesitate to charge what your flowers are actually worth. Why? Because pricing isn't just about numbers, it's also about mindset. Now, stick with me. I promise this video isn't going to get too out there, too hypothetical. But the truth is, if you don't believe in the value of your flowers, well, no formula will ever make you feel comfortable pricing them. That's why today I'm sharing with you the key pricing mindset shifts that help me to confidently charge what my flowers were actually worth. And I'm hoping that after hearing what helped me, you'll feel more confident when it comes to your own pricing game. So if you're ready, let's go. I'll be honest, for years, I just wanted someone to tell me exactly what to charge. I thought that if I had a clear formula, all my doubts and second guessing would simply disappear. But what I realized is that pricing isn't the problem. It's our beliefs about money, value, and selling that are the problem. Many flower farmers undercharge, and they undercharge because they undervalue their own skills. They think, well, it's easy for me, so why would people pay a premium for what I'm offering? Or it's because they see selling as taking. I feel bad asking for money. Or they assume that cheaper prices means more sales. If I charge less, more people will buy from me. It's a win-win. Or they even undercharge because they compare their prices to others. Well, the farm down the road charges less, so I probably should too. While these thoughts are common, they're not exactly helpful. And honestly, I had to unlearn these limiting beliefs before I could ever feel confident pricing my flowers for sustainability. And I want to help you do the same. You see, if you struggle with pricing, the solution isn't just adjusting your numbers, it's adjusting your mindset. So let me share with you the biggest mindset shifts that will help you feel more confident about your prices. Number one, you have to stop seeing pricing as a zero-sum game. Many farmers feel like when they make money, that their customer is losing money, as if sales were a win-lose transaction. But that's simply not true. Your flowers, they solve a problem for someone else. When customers buy from you, they aren't losing. They're gaining something valuable in return. Whether it's something simple like a moment of joy or a meaningful gift, or maybe it's something much deeper than that, like a bouquet to help keep the memory of a loved one alive, or a reminder to themselves to live in the moment. Flowers may be the physical product that you're selling, but they're not necessarily the thing that people are buying from you. Flowers are merely the vehicle for delivering the greater value that you're actually creating for someone else. The sooner that you recognize what you're actually selling, the sooner you'll feel confident not only pricing your products, but also selling them. I think this whole mindset, it gets reinforced because so many of us as flower farmers, we see our products as somewhat of a luxury product. It's a want, not a need. But when you think this, you're not understanding the motivations of your customers. Humans, we aren't nearly as logical or as rational as we think we are. I mean, why do we seek out the name brand version of a product, like a sweatshirt or a pair of shoes, when the less expensive no-name brand can do just fine? Sure, maybe it's a little bit about quality, but at the end of the day, what you're really buying when you go for that more expensive alternative is status. All products, big or small, they have the power to change people. On the most basic level, they change people from one emotional state to another. With your product, you take people on a journey that helps them become the person that they've dreamed of becoming a little bit at a time. Remember that. Business can feel selfish because as a producer, you're on the side of collecting the money. We're often so focused on the direct benefit the transaction has on ourselves that we can't see the other side of it. And so I just want to reiterate, at the heart of business, when you really break it down, it's all about solving problems for someone else. Your product, whether you believe it or not, it's solving a problem for someone else. And can you imagine a scenario where you had the solution to someone else's problem and you keep it to yourself? In that case, not selling whatever it is that you have to offer, that's what's causing the greater injustice. Now, if you're having a hard time believing me, consider your own spending habits. Take, for example, myself. Over the years, I've happily invested in online education courses, sometimes spending a significant amount on what many might consider a luxury. And trust me, it wasn't ever easy for me to pay for those experiences. But not once did I feel like I was ever losing out. Every dollar was an investment that enriched my knowledge, it sharpened my skills, and it transformed me into the kind of business owner that I dreamed of becoming. To the creator selling that course, that information, it may not have seemed all that valuable. But as someone on the receiving end, it was a solution to solving the problems that I had, and it was worth paying for. Now, along those same lines, many business owners mistakenly think that selling means convincing someone to buy. Almost like a battle of persuasion, where if the customer isn't convinced, well, then the sale is lost. This mindset is especially common among flower farmers who often struggle with pricing their arrangements at a premium price because they fear they're forcing a sale. But here's that second mindset shift that will boost your confidence. Selling, it's not about convincing, it's about connecting. When we believe we have to convince people, we often fall into the trap of using logic-based reasoning, focusing on the features of our flowers instead of the emotional benefits. You've probably seen, or maybe you've written similar marketing messages yourself that sound something like this. Our flowers are locally grown and pesticide-free. We use sustainable farming practices to produce fresh seasonal blooms. We often fall into the trap of thinking that the more facts that we can spew at someone about what's so great about our flowers, well, the more we think we're helping the situation. After all, we're giving them more reasons of why they should consider our product over all the other flower alternatives out there. These are great facts, but they don't connect with your customers. You're focused on telling your customers why your flowers are so great, and truthfully, your customers are thinking, well, so what? What's in it for me? How is buying this product going to change my life? Like I said previously, people aren't really after what you make, the product that you create. They want what it will do for them. I mean, you can reason all you want that your flowers are better quality than those at the supermarket. But for the male shopper, picking up groceries, well, he doesn't care. Because in that moment when he passes by the floral cooler, he just wants something that will put him in the good graces of his girlfriend when he gets home. If I haven't said it clear enough, stop trying to make the sale more about you than your customer. Charging more isn't something that we get to do because we've worked harder or because we've put more effort into the process. Charging more is about creating a greater impact for your customers. Your customers are not buying pesticide-free flowers. They're buying flowers that they can feel good about. And to the right person, that feeling can be invaluable. That feeling is perhaps why someone like a pet owner who has cats that, like to jump up on the counter, well, she may be more inclined to pay for flowers that are safe to be ingested. She wants the security of knowing that she can enjoy those flowers without the threat of something happening to her fur baby. When you reframe selling as an opportunity to connect with your customers, well, everything changes. Instead of feeling like you're on the hook to push a product, think of it as sharing something meaningful, your passion, your expertise, and the unique beauty of your flowers. And by focusing on genuine connection and understanding your customers' needs, you transform each transaction into a relationship-building moment. Embrace this shift, and you'll not only feel more confident in pricing your work, but also enjoy deeper, more rewarding interactions with your customers. Moving on, many farmers undercharge because they assume that if something is easy for them, it must not be valuable. But here's the thing, your customers, they're not you. Growing flowers may be second nature to you, but overwhelming to them. Designing bouquets may feel effortless to you, but intimidating to them. Understanding plant care, it might be obvious to you, but again, it's confusing to them. Your customers aren't just paying for the flowers, they're paying for the time, the skill, and the knowledge that it took to grow and arrange them. When's the last time you tried baking a cake yourself instead of paying a home baker? Or you tried painting the interior of your house instead of hiring it out? Again, to the right person, the quality of the product you're able to produce versus someone else who has little to no experience, well, that difference in quality is notable and worth paying for. So stop underpricing just because it feels easy for you. What is second nature to you is incredibly valuable to someone else, and you need to recognize that. Now, in the last two examples, I've emphasized this idea that to the right person, your product has value, which inherently means that there are people out there that won't understand or have need for the value that you provide. One of the hardest lessons in business is realizing that not everyone is your customer. I'm sure you've received pushback before. Maybe you've heard things like, your flowers are too expensive, I can get a bouquet cheaper at the grocery store. And that's all right, you're not selling to everyone. You're selling to the right people. The people whose problem you actually solve. I used to take rejection so personally. My instinct was to lower my prices in an effort to make more people happy, but the reality I had to learn is that you can't make everyone happy. Your prices, the value that you deliver, the problems you solve will only make sense to the right set of people. The mere fact that you can't serve everyone means that there are people who your product is not going to be for. There's people that are going to be excluded, and that's all right. Chances are there's someone down the road better suited to serve those customers. That's really the beauty of small business. Instead of lowering your prices to accommodate bargain shoppers, focus on serving the right people to the best of your ability. When you stop trying to sell to everyone and start selling to the right people, pricing it becomes so much easier. Okay, let's continue with this point of how your perception is keeping you from charging what your flowers are actually worth. Now, I don't know about you, but I really had to work through what I thought were people's perceptions of me. I felt like I would be judged for charging higher prices. People would think, well, who is she to be charging that much for flowers or whatever? A lot of flower farmers, we struggle with pricing because honestly, we have a heart for giving. You may think, well, I want everyone to have access to beautiful flowers, so I don't want to charge too much. Or you feel like raising your prices feels selfish. But here's the shift. When you price your flowers sustainably, you actually have more capacity to give. A profitable business allows you to donate flowers to hospitals and nursing homes and community events. When your business is financially healthy, you can offer discounts or sponsorships where they truly matter. Higher prices means that you can grow your business, hire employees, and contribute even more to your community. What I want you to take away is that higher prices allows you to serve more people, not less. Instead of seeing pricing as taking from people or as being selfish, start seeing it as creating more opportunities to give back. If you're underpricing your flowers, barely breaking even and burning yourself out, you are not creating a sustainable business. And if your business isn't sustainable, well, you won't be able to keep doing what you love or keep serving the customers who truly appreciate what you have to offer. Remember, money is simply a resource that allows you to keep growing flowers for your community. It allows you to invest in your farm, making your flowers even better, and it allows you to support your family and create a career that you love. I'm going to say it one more time. Selling at a profit is what allows you to serve more people, not less. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what number we're on right now, but I want to include this last point because it was something that I know that I needed to hear, especially early on in my flower farming journey. And that is that pricing is a skill, and you'll get better at it with time. So many of us flower farmers, we struggle with pricing because we assume it should be easy. We think, well, if I just knew the right formula, I'd be confident in my pricing. Or we see other farmers and they seem to have this figured out, and so of course we must be doing something wrong. But here's the truth, pricing is a skill just like growing flowers. At first, you might second guess yourself, but then you'll experiment and make adjustments, and you'll actually learn what your customers respond to. The more you practice and test your pricing, the more confident you'll become. So instead of feeling stuck, I want you to shift your mindset. Pricing isn't something that I have to get perfect, it's something that I can improve over time. So all of this to say, when I finally stopped second guessing my prices and embraced these mindset shifts that we talked about within this video, well, everything changed. I stopped feeling guilty about charging for my flowers. I started attracting better customers, people who genuinely valued what I had to offer. And I felt more confident and excited about my business instead of constantly stressing about money. If you take away one thing from this video, let it be this. Pricing isn't just about numbers, it's about belief. The way you price your flowers, it's directly tied to how you value your work. If you don't believe in what you're offering, no formula will make pricing feel right. But once you shift your mindset and start seeing the true value of your flowers, your skills, and business, you'll price with confidence and build a profitable, sustainable flower farm. So what's next? Where do we go from here? If you've actually worked through these mindset shifts and you're still struggling with sales, well, the issue likely isn't your pricing, it's your marketing. The real challenge might be that you haven't found the right message to connect with the right customers, the people who actually value what you have to offer. That's a marketing problem, not a pricing problem. Now, I truly love the business side of flower farming, and while marketing isn't specific to growing flowers, I believe it's one of the most important skills for flower farmers to cultivate. So let me know, would you like me to dive deeper into marketing flowers in a separate video? It's a topic that I'd love to dive deeper with you all on if you're interested. So let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there in the comments, let me know, what are some of the pricing struggles that you face and how did you overcome those? Okay, that is going to be all for me for this video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hang out with me today. And as always, I can't wait to catch you in the next video. Bye guys.